Now, let's read on. Verse 9. Meanwhile, a large crowd of Jews found out that Jesus was there and came, not only because of him, but also to see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. Now, I want you to notice there are two reactions to all the people when it concerns Lazarus. Two reactions. Reaction number one, verse 10. So the chief priests made plans to what? Kill Lazarus as well. They don't like Lazarus. He has the smell of life on him. He used to stinketh, but now that he came out of the grave, he is, he's living for Jesus. He's got the life of the Lord on him. And some of the Jews are like, he's got to die. He's got to die. We got to put him to death. But here's the second reaction, verse 11. For on account of Lazarus, many of the Jews were going over to Jesus and believing in him. So because of Lazarus, two reactions. Some said, we got to kill him. We got to stop what he's saying. And to others, they were like, because of Lazarus, we're going to believe. We believe in Jesus. We're giving our heart to Jesus. All right. Now this is interesting to me. Jesus is drenched in this very expensive perfume, preparing him for burial. But before he gets buried, he's on the cross. So that perfume smell had to be on the cross before he even gets to the burial. And it is interesting that spiritually, Jesus has a smell. Our prayers are like incense that goes before the Lord that he smells. What Jesus did on the cross was like perfume to God. Because it says in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 2, here's three versions. You can read all the different versions, but they all kind of say the same thing. Live your life with love, following the example of Christ, who loved us and gave himself for us. He was a sacrificial offering that smelled sweet to God. And live a life of love, just as also the Messiah loved us. Indeed, on our behalf gave himself up as an offering, as a slaughtered sacrifice to God with a pleasing fragrance. And be walking in love, just as Christ also loved us and handed himself over for us, an offering and a sacrifice to God for an aroma of fragrance. Wow. His sacrifice of love was like perfume going before the Father.